Welcome, Bella. We got Sister Jenny G. Welcome. Okay, Sister Kara. I'm gonna be on for about an hour before I go to Unity. Welcome, Sister Christy. I just got on right now. Yes, I did sleep. Some of y'all think I don't sleep. Thank you, yeah. I think I'll have to stream using the iPad. Yeah, iPad. Which I haven't even updated the TikTok on here. Do I need to? Lots of energy here last night, though. Which tells me the algorithm and the energy is changing. I noticed that the energy of the West Coast last night was strong. After about 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., 3 to 4 a.m., when the West Coast starts to get on, like late night, we had the different group of insomnia that usually sleeps around 2 a.m. in their time, right? So 2 a.m. around Central Time is a different energy, and then 2 a.m. on the West Coast is different. And so that tells me about, because people in the same time zone, you can tell there's a time zone. Or at least that's how I do see it. So the Mexico time zone is Central Time where I'm at. So you get a lot of people from Mexico City. Welcome, Sister Joy. And then there's the UK time, France, Belgium. But of course I'm in Texas, so the algorithm dials me in towards that time. Some eucalyptus. When you sit here after about 4 hours, my circulation is real bad. And so I have to focus. And also it just helps open your nasal passage. Yeah, it's meant to. It's mental. Mental. candy. Yeah, because I still have not fixed my phone yet, so I had to bring this to Unity. To get the best audio. Yes, I went for a camping trip since Monday. Okay, use the authenticator. Alright, I think it's updated. We had 1,000 people, over 1,000 people here last night. Interesting. Energy was getting very, people were a bit more aggressive yesterday, more than usual, for a Tuesday night, you know what I mean? And to me, that means that the algorithm and the internet is kicking people's mental health right now is bad. So just be aware that there's a lot of negative mental health and habits happening online right now. So be really patient with people and try not to get in fights, in battling people in the comment section, all these things. So just kind of choose peace, brother, sister. Choose peace. Peace and love. Welcome, Austin, Ravika. Dinesh Krishna is here too, so we just have to be the change we wish to see in the world. Be a good humanity to each other. And I also think because they're not banning TikTok anymore, that there's a new social media battle happening. There's always a social media battle fighting to get to the top. It's like a crab pot, right? If you're not always striving to be on top, you eventually come down. And imagine that battle can be happening with corporations, and so it's kind of it's what I get to see. And season changing, right? Halloween is coming, and towards the end, Black Friday is a huge money day. Yeah. La Greek says, I'm just here for the bowl banging. Too many political live streams, for sure. That's why I like coming here. Like, no. Which I get it. People want to express themselves, but pushing more drama to keep engagement, yeah. As the engagement keeps people on, even if it's negative engagement or... Alright. It's working. People, let's see. Oh, okay, still. People, it's more negative now. They're stressed more. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be at a local sound bath today. right? We're going to be leading a sound bath. As we usually do. Doop-a-doo-doo. Every first Wednesday of the month, we do that. Connect. Okay, no, stop. Just please sign in. It's just we have to, I'm aware some people don't like the talking, but having positive talk is something that's so good for humanity, because oftentimes we don't know how to do that, especially online. So we have music and positive talk, And so that's what we try to do together here. Be a good humanity to each other. If the world was in, no one... I don't know about that. We've lasted this long. Many people's approach to how the world is, if the world was so bad, it wouldn't even exist. It would have been gone a long time ago. Yeah. But realize that it's here because we're all actually trying our best to make it a good place. There's a balance happening. Oftentimes the people complaining about the world aren't doing anything to make it better either. But the people who are doing something good continue to do it. That's why I love the saying, be the change you wish to see in the world. That's it. If you want the world to be peaceful, then practice peace, promote peace, spread peace. Because the world is just your perception of it. Would the world exist if you couldn't perceive it? So that means the world comes from your perception. And so it's like when you watch social media, the more you look at negative things, the more it shows you negative things. But do you know how to turn off the negative thing? Yeah, I'm trying to connect the YT right now. Just a little issue here. But that being said, as long as you're happy, that's enough. I also like to help others be happy. You know what I mean? Help others be happy too. Help yourself, help others. I think it should work now. There you go. How did you know social media are bad things? No, many people, whenever you're surfing the internet, some people don't know that the more you look at something, the more it gives you more of it. If you constantly just watch negative stuff, you get more of it. Now, the negative things can be like, have you seen people getting into a fist fight? When we first had YouTube, right, the video tube, remember they had street fighting? Kimbo Slice. So the more you watch street fighting videos, the more it shows you street fighting videos. World Star. But back then, they didn't have shorts, right? We watched long form content. But when we have shorts content, you can watch a 20-second video. And it tells you your consciousness, like, all right, you want this, more of this content. And so it just hyper gives you more of the things that your brain is choosing, whether it's good or bad. Some people are unaware that what they're looking at is bad for their mental health because they're not paying attention to their mental health, which is why marketing and showing you the same thing over and over makes you believe it. Or they say what's the saying that if you just show the ad 30 times, you'll end up buying the product? That's why randomly you see Coca-Cola, like what the, in random places, right? So the more you see it, eventually you end up buying it. That's how susceptible, that's how sensitive our consciousness is. If we don't pay attention to what we're consuming with our mind, we get manipulated easily. And so now with before it just used to be TikTok, right? Using short content. Now it's every platform. You got Insta, you got the shorts on the YT. And we're not even sure how we really feel at the end of the day. And so when we feel so chaotic and disconnected, we're going to go to the vape shop, get a vape, pick up some flour, and repeat. Because dang, you like chaos. I would rather just play Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty, you know? And literally that's why people just play video games a lot. Because it's a lot better than like looking at what looks like the world called the news, but that's not really the real world. It's the world that they want, right? It's the world that some people want you to think the world really is. But when you go outside, most of us, it's a blue sky, maybe it's raining. Ain't nothing happening outside. But for some people, it's not. But for most people, it's peaceful. Of course, if you're in the hood or in a war zone, now most people aren't that. So most of the world is actually peaceful, but when we're shown the sadness and negativity on a day-to-day basis, we go, the world's so effed up out there. And now you believe it too. And the hood, yeah. The hood ain't that bad. It's just some hoods are that bad. Yeah. Games. Thank you, Mimi. Nice to see you. In my hood, it's all good. Yeah, I used to do Amazon deliveries to many places. I used to Uber to many places. I didn't see anything crazy. Right? I live in Houston. I delivered to the hood area in like 5 a.m. before. It's chill. Just some. Now, that being said, sometimes you did hear some, some shots. Like, oh. But overall, it was mostly fine. Well, the weird part is sometimes I'm driving and I see somebody like butt naked on side of the road. Right? The world can be sad sometimes, but most of it is peaceful. And the way we can make it better is by being good to each other so that we don't end up on the street. Right? There's some people who help homeless people. There's some people who help people who have mental illness. Right? And there's some people who help with meditation. There's therapists, there's teachers. As long as you find what you're willing to do, right? Help people, be a good. Right? If you're somebody who cooks food, make the best food ever. Right? If you're a bus driver, be the most kind bus driver. We just need good people who are genuine, not just people. We have to restore humanity in each other. Yes, we have to feed our family, but also we can do it in a loving way. There are hoods in Texas. Yes. There are. They have this thing called the projects. But you can always make the best of what you're blessed with, right? We can either focus on why we're getting bad luck because we're in this situation. We can realize I'm blessed with this, right? I got what I got and I can make it better. Does me playing games a lot mess me up or something? It distracts you from focusing on your life. Right? Imagine if you play a video game for 5 hours. If you commit 5 hours to building a company, 5 hours in improving yourself, your life would be completely different. But instead, we're playing Call of Duty for 5 hours. You ain't making money either unless you're live streaming or you're competitive gaming. Right? If I'm playing video game 5 hours a day, I wouldn't be here. Oh, hello. What's up, bro? Starting my discipline in gratitude today. Wake up early, exercise, some kind of meditation. Practice the hand pen 15 minutes. Beautiful. 90 days is the goal. Yeah, every day just do something. Let's see how he sounds after 90 days. Hopefully, way better. I guess we'll see. I'm gonna be on for 1 more hour before I go to Unity. So yeah, before I used to spend a lot of time just watching content, History Channel, Pawn Star. You go to, right, you watch random stuff, Ancient Aliens, you roll a fat one, you smoke it, you drop some. And you don't really think too much about the future. You just live day by day with no vision in life. You kind of generally have a vision, but your ego doesn't allow you to see that you don't have a genuine vision. You just say that you do so that you don't see how you really feel. That you actually don't have a genuine vision. You just have something because you're forced to have it, and it's not from the heart. You just kind of, yeah, of course, I'm gonna make money and get money and save money and get married, baby, all that. But deep down, you ain't that serious. Which is why, because oftentimes we're dopamine addicted, and it's scary how distracted we are. Instead of focusing on improving our life, we just download another game on Steam because it's summertime and it's 50% off on some damn games. You get a job, you pay your bill, and if you don't have a purpose, it feels like a robot. You feel like a slave to the system, but you don't have to be, unless you just want to live to be a worker, pay bill. Right? You think your life is here to just be a bill payer? Hell no. You got a purpose, you got dreams, you got a calling. You got something amazing about you. Yeah, I'll make Brother Sean a moderator on the YT. If you deposit £1,000 a month in S&P 500 for 20 years, you'll have 1 million. Well, the thing is, invest in yourself. Sometimes we're so focused on making more money while being miserable. In tandem, what do you love? What are you willing to wake up for? Many people think money's just gonna fix everything, but they don't really know. They just believe that, right? They could actually enjoy life now on the way to making money. Some people wait to make money, right, to be happy, because they don't know where happiness comes from. If we think happiness comes from money, might as well just eat the damn cash, right? Just tear it up and eat it. But we want to use it to invest in our life, in what we love, in our family, in the thing that inspire us to want to wake up the next day. That's why I stream so much, because I want to be here. I have a reason to wake up, rather than, I gotta go work at the damn Cheesecake Factory. I don't even want to be there. So whenever you don't want to be somewhere, like when I used to work, I never ironed my shirt. I just pull it out of the washing machine, dry it, make it decent. I'm not trying to be the best that I can be. Right? Because I didn't know that you lose nothing for trying to be your best. You actually gain so much. And when you are your best, it leads you to better things in life. But when you're lazy all the effing time, right, it leads you to less opportunity, less respect, and doors don't open because your energy is the lack of abundance. So imagine the people that go work at a restaurant who just don't want to be there. Hi, welcome. My name is Thanet. How can I help you today? What do you want? And all, right? And then we think about, I can't wait to get off work to roll a fat blunt. Because we're missing the vision in the future. We're missing a meaning to life. So we just keep numbing. Just enough to keep going to work. Enough to buy a couple of drinks, maybe go on vacation, but your life is not that fulfilled. You can make it fulfilled. for sure. It's just sometimes we don't have the knowledge and the wisdom to figure it out. And that's why we're here to have some real talk with the homies, you know. I love all the different types of bowls you have. This is years of collection. Grateful for a bowl collection. Brother Sean was with me at Medicine for the People also, so shout out to improving. Your brother Sean, Jill Evie was there. And in about 30 minutes, I'm gonna go pack up to bring the instruments to Unity of Houston, a non-denominational church where there's a pyramid, and we're gonna be playing some music there. What did you do to stop smoking? I asked why did I smoke, because I wanted to feel good, right? Getting lit. But I said, can I feel good without smoking? Like that feeling that I like from the smoking, can I just create it on my own will? So I pretended to smoke imaginary, right? I just imaginary smoking. And I believed that I'm like, wait a minute. And I started pretending that I was not sober. And I was like, wait a minute. It works. If I believe that this is the herb, man. And I just surrendered to how I want to feel, which is relax or lit. I was like, wait a minute. It works. Now, initially, the ego, your own mind will say, man, that's so BS. Right? That's so lame. Right? Because if you don't actually believe, it won't happen for you. Imagine that you can just believe and feel happiness by breathing. And that could be it. Now right, you can have a healthy relationship with some substance, but many people, if you don't learn how to be happy without it, you're not going to be happy with it. And so eventually I started weaning off. Right? I started feeling so good in my life that I didn't need to smoke anymore. Right? I started doing things that fulfill me. I practiced sound healing. I do the things I love. I went to the gym. I became more positive. When your life feels good, you don't need to smoke. Right? Now you can have a healthy relationship with the smokes in your life, for sure. But many people don't know how to have a healthy relationship because they don't know how to do it with themselves, right? Having a healthy relationship with your mental health, emotional health, your complete self. And so eventually the way I quit was I slowly reduced the amount from, all right, today I'm going to do 3 bowls. Right? For this week, I'm going to do 3 bowls. Next week, I'm going to do 2. Next week, I'm going to do 1. The next week, I'm going to do 3 puffs. Next week, I just do 2 puffs. Next week, I do 1 puff. Right? So I got down to 1 puff a month. I just took 1 puff, and per month. right? So 30 days one time. Eventually I'm like, why do I even need this anymore? I'm doing it once every 30 days. Then I realized, oh, I don't need it anymore. So I threw everything away. So I wean off, you know. But some people like to go cold turkey, like Brother Sean. I'm gonna just stop after 20 years. I'm like, so it took a while for him to quit, but I'm glad that he's almost 2 years sober from I think, right? So many people here have very good, over 2 years off the THC. It takes time, but before that, he was smoking for over 20 years. Like, imagine you've been on the herb for 20 years, and even that, because when your life is better, when your life feels dope, you become the dope. You become the substance that you're looking for. Instead of needing to go out for the substance, you are the SHIT. You know what I'm talking about? You're that good SHIT you're looking for. The exotics, like the legendary. The natural mystic. From the ganja to just being with Jah, Rastafari. How do I stay grounded? I'm very emotional at the moment. Calm your body. Breathe. Thank you, Wendy. Nice to see you. It takes time for yourself to ground. Don't try to force yourself to disperse any negative energy. Let the negative energy go out through your exhale. Breathing in the good energy, positive, fresh. Exhaling any negative energy out. Scan your body to see what's contracting your shoulders. Eyes, relax, and feet, unclench your bottom and breathe deeply. And just let your body have good posture, but relax at the same time. It takes around 10 minutes. If your mind wanders towards negativity, which it will, anchor yourself to your breath. Drop the anchor. Keep going. After 10 minutes, your mind becomes a lot more clear and energy better and less weirdness in your body, right? When you have negative energy, your stomach feels like this, like a bag of rocks and your chest feels like this. When you sit, don't do this, okay? Don't slouch, because that's what blocks the energy, right? Your neck. Right. So you want to open your shoulder, sit up straight, and sit and feel strong and centered. Right. This is slouching. And so you can tell somebody's energy by their posture, because your energy doesn't flow very well whenever you are more slouchy and your neck's down here. Right. You can even see my demeanor changes as but when you're aware of your body, you own yourself. Instead of letting emotion run your life, you own your life. It takes time, but after about a month of practicing having good posture, when you breathe, you have more room to breathe too, instead of scrunching, right? Good posture allows you to breathe better. Energy flows better. Your spine is better. Yeah, I got on earlier today because I'm gonna be out in about 30 minutes. Yeah. Almost 8 weeks without it, says Sister Bella. But for me, I had to stop going to the dispensary. I tried over and over to cut back, but simply didn't have the self-control if I had access. Oddly enough, this only applied to flowers. Edibles, vape, I still have on hand, but haven't touched it. I had to delete all the people on my phone. Right, you have plugs on your phone. You're like, nope. Delete all the toxic people who's gonna get access, who will help you have access to the dope. So whenever I turned my life around, I just deleted everyone's number who I knew was not good for my life, who had access to different substances. I cut them out of my life. For real. Hustlers hustle. Players play. Scammers scam. So if you're around an environment where those people hang out, stop going there, which is usually called the bar and the club and the EDM scene. Some of it, a lot of it. Yeah. Whenever you let go of the old things, you might want friends, but you need to be your own damn friend first. Be good to yourself first. When your energy is good, you start attracting good people into your life. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, it feels like you have an empty, like a hole. But you're learning to fill that hole with your own love, devotion, and self-improvement, and faith in yourself. And so now that whenever you fill that hole, which is your own cup, with love, you start attracting quality people in your life. It just takes some time, because quality, diamonds aren't, right? There's a bunch of pebbles and rocks everywhere, but diamonds very rare. When you start to want to improve your life, you become more crystal and diamond. Rocks are everywhere. The people just go to work and come back. Drink. That's why they literally call it the Matrix, because it makes you settle for rocks and not diamonds. Yeah, it's like you'll be given a rock and you'll be happy with it. instead of settling for a diamond or something better, which is you, right? The rock and the diamond is you, your true self. But you won't recognize that when you keep settling for low connection. It's like if you're always looking for friends with benefit and quickies, you won't find quality connection because your radar is on quickie and friends with benefit. So that when you let go of low quality and you nurture high quality, right? High quality is a lot less, so it just takes longer time to find quality. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, in the beginning, I felt very lonely myself because I let go of all my friends who weren't really into finding their purpose. Most of them was working on getting a better job and buying stuff, right? But getting a better job and making more money doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing something fulfilled, which is crazy, right? Because everyone's trying to get a job that makes money. But oftentimes, the people who have it also aren't that fulfilled, and so we keep ourselves distracted with a bunch of BS. And so when you become disconnected, you oftentimes stay that way, and then you have children who become that way too, and those children make children who become that way too. Oh, when do we start to have purpose in our calling? And not just settle. Right? Going for our dream is scary. And so they give you benefits. Just take the safe route. Just be happy in the box, this property, build your life. But purpose and calling, no. Maybe you can build your own company. No. You're gonna work for us. You're very smart. Just work for us. We're gonna give you everything. Go for your dreams. Go for your dreams if you have the courage to. If you have children, it's a bit more difficult because you got more mouths to feed, and so your dream is about, right, taking care of yourself, your family, and still being inspired. Right? Being a good role model for your family and even yourself, right? Making yourself proud that you went for it, that you're willing to climb your mountain. Because at the end of the day, we don't take, there's life and death, and the final day, I don't take the singing bowl with me. But the love that we share, the love that we inspire, will ripple to more people. That's what it's about at the end of the day. Helping others, because life is short, but it's not that short, you know what I mean? So with the life that we do have, that's not actually that short, how can we make the best out of it and not just be swallowed up by materialism and just collecting things, which is not bad, by the way. It's more about using the things to help others, inspiring people, restoring faith in humanity, so that we don't just feel like so that we don't just become a robot of the system. Unless you like to be a robot, you're welcome to. Nothing wrong. If you like to, you don't have any question, just go watch the Houston Astros, Houston Rockets. When it's Halloween, you dress up. When it's Thanksgiving, you buy the turkey. When it's Christmas, you buy the gift. When it's New Year's, you pop the fireworks. Just do what they tell us to do. But what's beyond that? What's your own unique thing? Do you have it? You're a good worker who pays their taxes. Is that what you want to be remembered for? Grace was a great worker. She paid her taxes. Yay. What's your reason for waking up? I wake up to pay my bill and taxes. Like, Oh, wait, I know. I wake up to pay my taxes and bills and teach my children to pay taxes and pay bills. Wait. Now, that being said, we should still pay the bill. You know what I'm talking about? Or else you won't have no internet if you don't pay your internet bill. If you don't pay your car note, the repo man coming, and then you end up on that dude's short where he repo your car and you run out. That's my car. Hey, yo. I paid my bill. No, you missed the payment. Yes, we talk in here. Actually, there is a non-talking. I do have videos of just music only. Yeah. That is available too. So glad I paid off my truck. Shout out to paying off the truck. Yes, we have this. This is more like a spiritual podcast, which has music. Shout out to Wendy. It's like while we balance our human life, right? We don't go hunting and gathering anymore because the times have changed. We hunt and gather because of jobs. Makes life easier. That's why we have society. Right? It's a double-edged sword, right? If we had to hunt and gather, sometimes we get injured. It may be difficult, right? And so we have to learn to work with what we're given. We can complain about, I don't want to pay my bill. You're also welcome to not pay your bill and see what that does. You know what I mean? Try not paying for gasoline. You won't be getting gasoline in your car. Right? And so learning to earn and finding out how to live a balanced life is really crucial, because sometimes we want to live in non-reality where we just pray that food just drops out of the sky in our mouth and digests perfectly. You know what I mean? But nope, you gotta go make money, buy some spinach. Yeah. see here. Happy Winter's Day. Spinach and beans, yeah. So find a balance, right? So is that one vibration? Is your life balanced? Where's your weakness in your life? What's your strength and what's your weakness? Are you working on making your weakness stronger, right? And are you maintaining your strength? Or do you just go, yeah, I have weaknesses, and we don't work on it? Weakness is lacking confidence, not trusting my instinct. Wendy says being too nice at times, which is called boundaries. Gotta have some boundaries. What's the best way to fast? I think what many people can fast from is having a time where you're not on your phone. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like meditation or going to the gym, exercise. And even if you're on your phone, do something where you can just be more present. Like music that helps you be more present. You can also reduce the food, right? Or fasting, eating once a day from time to time. Find a good flow for sure. You have to be willing to figure it out on your own, right? Educated. Live a dynamic life. Nature is people definitely need more nature walks and hiking. It's really good to be around a body of water. Like, have you ever seen, when you go to the beach or the ocean, it just relaxes you deeply. When you put your feet in a river, the way I fast a lot is having intermittent fasting is really good for you because it just gives your stomach a break from digestion, right? Because imagine if some people eat before bed, so when they're sleeping, their stomach is still digesting. And so their organs never stop working. So it's really good to not eat before bed so that you can sleep better. Yeah. How is this advice special? It's not. I'm just a normal human being who's happy. And so I just share knowledge about how we can practice a peaceful life. Everyone's already special anyways. It's just more about what more specialness do you need? Because some people don't know how to relax, so we teach people how How do you relax? Do you breathe deeply, or is you tripping out? Do you know how to manage your stress? Why are you a guru? I just help people with what I just told you. I just help people relax and be happy. Guru just mean a teacher. Yeah. I could just be called teacher Thanet. Some people call themselves life coach Thanet. The word guru in the Western world has the negative take because there's actually a lot of documentaries and all these things with deceptive teachers, but there's also pastors and many teachers. It's just the word guru is not so popular, and that's why it works so well, because if you're not a genuine one, you're just making a general statement, making general statements like tarot card readers. Oh. Well, yeah, because making a general statement is called being genuine. What do you want to hear? Some non-general things that doesn't relate to people. Being relatable is how you actually help people. I'm not trying to be flashy in it, Whenever you're relatable, you help more people. Yeah. But of course, if your mind is closed before you talk to somebody, like your first comment was never take advice from strangers on social media. And actually that was your second comment. Your first comment was, I'm a level 100 guru. Right? And so when you start a sentence with I'm a level 100 guru, that's called bad faith conversation. Right? But at least he's being honest. But we talk to people like this because it humbles us. And it teaches us patience, because some people, they just want to judge your label, but they're not willing to have a genuine discussion. So you have to have boundaries with people who are closed-minded. You can't, right? We just do our best to help people, but not everyone wants our help. And some people will just, what they call, listen with negative mentality. Yeah. Which is fine. So it teaches us how to deal with some coworkers and some bosses. So that's why boundaries are very important. Because that person was more right. Some people are more drawn to the label of guru that rather than realizing we're actually helping people relax and live a better life in here. Right. But some people, they're looking for a debate. They're looking for a fight. They're looking to expose you. I guess it is what it is. Yeah. I just help people, that's all. But I help people effectively. That's why we've recently reached 100,000 followers. Imagine if I was a bad teacher, why would this community grow? But they don't want to see that. They just want to go, guru, fake. Guru is fake, man. It has to be. Fake guru. Paid actor. Charlatan. what's the other one? False prophet. You kind of get used to it after a while because people will criticize you and not help people. The other day, vegetable snake charmer. I don't know about it. Snake charmer. I think people like snake charmer, so they don't call me that because it's kind of like that's kind of a compliment. You know what I mean? Like, shoot, I want to be a snake charmer, so they don't call you snake charmer because that sounds dope. How do you explain agori to a beginner? I don't know what agori is. I know there's a bar down the street called Agora. I focus more on results and less philosophy. We have enough philosophy. So many philosophy, but no results. Oh, okay. Agora is Greek market. Is there a way to get less expensive Tibetan bowls? Yes, you can use a baking bowl, and you can actually polish a baking bowl like a cooking ware. It won't be like this, but it'll work. Do you have a license for those bowls? Don't demo. I mean, you don't need a license to have a singing bowl. It's not like a car. I mean, that would be interesting. Singing bowl license. Do you have a license to operate those? From the Mystic Village, yeah. Sadly, actually, a lot of people think to be sound healer, they need to get a certificate from some teacher. Because in the Western world, they turn every effing thing into a business, and there's no apprenticeship. Right? That you get your sound healing certification level 1, 2, 3, and 4, like Reiki. annoying. Reiki level 1 is 111. Reiki level 2, 155, maybe 222. One thing we don't do in here is politics. That's why it's peaceful. Yeah. Or anything that lowers the vibration, because the moment you mention some things, it disconnects people. It just destroys the energy. And that's what we try to nurture in here, because you can't make everyone happy, but you can make yourself happy. Because the moment you pick a side, right, then what about the other side? Well, when can the world unite and be happy? We're always focusing on our differences, but not learning to unify and harmonize, And so that's why I just focus on how can I unite people rather than separate them, right? I want to see people hang out and be happy together without getting so pissed off just because we have different views. Do you see how that makes sense? Why can't we just get along? Some people, they don't believe in that. But they talk about peace and love all day without practicing it. All you can do is your best. Because the good people, most people, we just don't want to be effed with. We just want to live happy life, take care of ourselves, our family, pay bill, and fulfill our purpose, whatever that purpose may be. Most people, we just want to be happy. So let's do that. But whenever we try to force our view onto other people, there we go. When I see people using word like, whenever people use a certain language, I already know they're not here about one love. That's why I don't use the word like gaslighting and whenever you end up using all these political language, I already know you got captured somewhere and it's not about one love. Because one love is simple. Breathing in and out. Thank you so much for my life. This moment is enough. Thank you for the food I eat, the job that I have, the love I feel. Thank you for the good people in my life and the good people on the planet that make it a beautiful place. Knowing that some of us have been damaged from the past. And some people have been captured ideologically through the phone, making us fight instead of learning to unite. It makes us not get along. I'm trying to get along with people. I love harmony. So anything that nurtures disharmony, like, hey, yo, why does this feel weird? What the? So I'm grateful for intuition and compassion, because it helps us to keep the space grounded and respectful, where you can hang out here, whatever political you're from, whatever religion you're from, whether you're not in a religion, we can just have a good time here. But that's a threat to many people, because some people don't want that. They want to divide. But that's them. In here, one love. And whenever you have a space where it's more quiet, people with big egos reveal themselves quickly because they don't have time to be quiet. They're always looking for a fight. But when you're not constantly fighting back and forth like this and that, right, can you just, right, it makes them, right, because their brain is going that fast. So when you're more quiet, it bugs them because it's not you. They bug themselves because it's peaceful and they're not used to it. They're used to getting into a fight. They're used to so much like engaging in debates, and when you don't debate, they end up irritating themselves, but they don't realize it, that they have bad mental health. And that's why we have bowls during the conversation. Patrick says, I'm so glad I found this community. I enjoy just listening and being. Thank you, Patrick. It is 3:30, so I have to prepare to go do a local event here in Houston, Texas. And so I'm grateful for what are your thoughts on the Phillies, like the baseball team? What are your thoughts on that? They play baseball. I don't know what to think of them other than I remember their outfit is red and white. Where did you learn to play? From the heart? Yeah. Thank you, Amy. We need more loving conversations with people who resonate with each other. Right? How can we unite the divide? It's what we, and music helps, right? Because you can pray with this, you can sleep to this, you can. It's time to like come back. It's sad to see that sometimes religious people have to be so far away because they're scared. Well, what about other people? No, we're all one people. We can get along even if we have differences, right? Yin and yang is one thing. And so I try to create a space where people feel safe, which is being a good person, right? Most people want to be good people. Some of them are religious, some are not. Some of them are political, some are not. But good people still need a space where we can chill. And so love unites. And in religion, they believe in love. Right? People believe in love. Oh, we can just believe in love also. Yay. It makes sense. But some people don't like it when things are that simple because it seems fake, right? When things are simple and easy, it's like they just think it's pretentious, but they don't. It's like some people need love to be complicated. But the love that I feel comes from me waking up and saying thank you. I woke up today, I could be dead. But this life that we have, hola. Bienvenidos de Venezuelan, Arturo Loran, de Truglam, Centro de Meditación in Houston. And so we just have to be a good neighbor to each other. And so having a space where people feel safe enough to express that we don't have to fight because we disagree. We can actually respect each other, agree to disagree, that we can still love each other even if we have differences. Right? It's impossible for everybody to have the same view on life. That's not realistic. But we can breathe and enjoy the day together. Anyways, here we go. 3 ohms, and I'll be back tonight at 11:30, and I'll live stream because I'm gonna bring the iPad to Unity, and hopefully it has good audio. Okay, breathing in. Please love your damn self. And I'll see y'all tonight. Thank you so much for... Vivian says, I'm grateful that this is a safe and peaceful community. That's what it's about. Thank you for being peaceful. Thank you for believing in one love. Right? I always let people... It's impossible to make everyone happy, but we can work on ourselves and be together. Right? We're going to have differences in opinion and views, but we can also find a way to chill and have a good time. The end. Thank you, thank you, thank you.